Hey everyone, Tina McGlynn with another episode of Life and Stories. And today I'm bringing you a special guest. It's Olga Brooks, all the way from Boston, Massachusetts. And I want to know about quantum energy healer. I just the phrase, just the title sounds pretty awesome. So tell us about that first. How are you?
Hi, I'm so glad to be here. Hi, all the listeners and everybody's gonna who is gonna watch us.
Yeah.
This is an amazing, magical phrase, quantum. The funniest thing is that when you think about it, it is not magical because it's everything. It's life itself. It's you. It's everything what's around you. It's cosmos. It's everything. So it's on some level, it is so simple. And then on that other level, you just have to know about it and connect with that. And that's where magic happens, magic of creating. And that's how creation started with these particles and atoms and
Yeah.
everything. And that's what we are. That is what is around us.
But
So,
healing, I like that. I just, quantum, I understand obviously energy and there's negative energy, right? There's positive energy. And then when you add the healing into it, that's really compelling, to many people.
well, think about it. Everything in life is vibrations.
Yeah.
Think about colors. How do we see colors? It's not just that it's something. When you look at it scientifically, it's different vibrations of particles, and that's how we see it. So thoughts are vibrations.
Yeah. Yep.
Thoughts within you, words around you, people who have those thoughts within project their energies onto you. People might not even say things, and you walk into the room, you feel the energies coming from
Yeah.
people.
Agree.
Then we have our own thoughts, we have our past that is constantly swirling around in our heads all our lives. And it is for our good that we have those thoughts because that's how the brain works. That's how we put stuff in our long term memories that is there. So we have access to it all the time. Now, the short term memory, it's like, oh, I need to get milk. Oh, shoot, I forgot. That's a different kind of story. But the thoughts that are always there, and we think because they're there, and we have them, we should use them. The reality is, we were not taught how to deal with those thoughts.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's where many people struggle in terms of their past and in terms of their future, because we constantly think and project the fears, the anxiety, and everything. And that's where creation of vibrations around you and within your life and within your body, your health, and everything all comes from what? Disease. When you're dis-ease, when you are not at ease, that's when everything gets stuck and created new problems within you. And I had experienced it with stress that I went through my divorce and
Oh,
even
yeah.
past divorce. My The beauty of knowing the energies within you, feeling it, the beauty of um, aligning and actually getting rid of, removing the past traumatic energies out of your energy field creates the flow within you, and you feel at ease. And when life comes at you with other different problems and things, you feel that, and then you decide, do I want to have it or should I deal with that? So when you deal with that, you go back into the peace and easiness of energies within you. And usually you feel those energies in your heart, which is like the whole area. You feel tense when you're anxious, when you're stressed. In your solar plexus chakra, your stomach, yes, I have digestion problem. If I stress out, I feel right away, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
but most of the time, so when you I actually compare it to the food. If anyone of listeners know the physical part of us but don't know much about spiritual part of us, here's the example. If you ever decided to go and eat well, so you decided not to eat crap,
Oh, eat
and
clean
you're
eating.
going, yeah, and you're going with, like, you read the labels, you're like, okay, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to eat that, I'm going to eat fresh, I'm going to eat the vegetables. You start on that path, and then you go to your friend's house, or the holiday comes and you eat something, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the same thing with the energies. So you feel, you forget, first of all, you don't know how to feel well because you've been conditioned to the energies that are within you.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll, when I work with the removing those energies, so you feel great, you feel uplifted, your energy is up, your mood is up, you're like, wow, new life.
I feel so
And then
better.
life comes to you, and then life comes at you again, and you're like, oh, this is how I used to feel. And it's kind of the same thing with the food. Yes, you're like,
Yeah.
you start eating well, and then you go off the wagon, you're like, oh, I feel so awful, my stomach is, I'm bloated and stuff like that, and then you go back again into that state. It's kind of the same thing. So it's like energetic cleanness.
Shane, I get it, because I unfortunately I do that a lot. I try to eat well, and then when I don't, yeah. So you
So
must like to manifest a lot then. Would you say? Do you like try to bring on positive energy?
you know what, I
Mhm.
don't even do it in a way, even
Okay.
though I know all about it. What I know, when you live in that state, stuff comes to you.
Okay.
So what I had done in my life, how I learned about that, I actually did not know. When I was going through divorce, I was just in a devastating state.
Sure. Of
And
course.
I really could not bear that energy within my heart, that stress, that fear, that anxiety, the projection into the future. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to be. I don't know how my kids are going to be.
Oh
I
yeah.
started working on my heart first without knowing anything. I was a devoted Christian who was afraid of anything that is out of the picture of the Bible.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
so I, but I started working with my heart
Okay.
through breathing exercises. I would just release everything. And then little by little, through YouTube videos, actually Russian YouTube videos, because I'm from Russia, they were like literally 5-7 minutes short videos that kind of put me on a way of different thinking.
Okay.
So I'm so grateful for all the job that YouTubers are doing, because they have no idea which life they can change.
Yes.
And that's how I started moving inward. I stopped going outside and search for help, for lawyers, for friendships, for whatever support. I went within myself. I started working within me with my own energies, opening them up. And then when I started learning more and more about it, I looked up in the sky. First, I was angry with God. I said, where the heck are you? I don't see your help. Where
Yeah.
are you?
Of course.
So, and then when I start learning it and I see how wonderfully the energies work, I looked and I said, I need more. This is not enough. This is not enough. I can't do
I
more.
need more.
Yeah, I need more. Little did I know that I already used quantum, but I was not even aware of it. And this story I will tell how for us it's magical. For Christians, for some reason, the stories of the past in the Bible are only the stories. For some people who went through sickness, who went through some miracles, they do believe in it. But there is some very, very big components that people dismiss. And they dismiss the reality of the creation and our connection to God and creation, connection to everything, and our abilities. Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse
our
me.
abilities.
All the pollen down here in Florida. Excuse me.
And our abilities to create, because we were left on this earth with the knowledge, with the curiosity to discovery. So when we forget that curiosity, when we just get into the mainstream of thinking, we forget the magic of creation of all. That is it keeps in the making. The creation never stopped. So from that point, I'll tell you a story. I had known a person. I used to live with her when I moved first time in Boston. I stayed friends with her for a little bit. Then we disconnected for about 6 years, and I got married, moved to a new house, got pregnant. I was about 7 months pregnant. This woman shows up back into my life, and she was asking. So before I got pregnant, sorry, forgot to tell the whole important part of the story.
It's your story. It's okay.
I loved communicate with God when I would get the Bible and I would pray for something, and then I would just open it up, and wherever the eye lands, that would be for me. So when I was praying to have a healthy pregnancy, because I was afraid, knowing the stories from my childhood that women who have zero negative blood type have difficulties to conceive if the child is with like positive blood type. It's not gonna go into all of those details. And so I was afraid of that. So that's why I was praying when I was ready to get pregnant. So I opened up the Bible, and there is for sure the word from God that says, and there was a woman in Israel who was elderly, and she could not conceive. I was like, so the God says, stop eating any fruit from the vine, drinking any wine, and everything is going to be okay. And it was this conception of Samson. So Samson, yeah, that's how you pronounce it. So I was like, I stopped eating grapes, I stopped eating raisins. I really wanted raisins. And there it is. This woman shows up at my door, and she's asking for she's 42. She's asking for my egg because she cannot conceive. And I was like, let me think about it. Oh my gosh, that word was not for me because I'm young, I'm not old. Here it is. I gave her the Bible and I said, look, everything is going to be okay. And here's what happens, the magic of quantum and the magic of energies. And I did not know that about it until I started learning and going deep into the quantum. She already had one in vitro procedure, and the doctors told her, I'm sorry, it's not working. So actually, no, she had another one, and she was waiting for the results from them if it's going to work or not. So I talked to her. I told her, I was like, look, this is what happens, the magic of quantum. My energies, the hope and the understanding that magic does happen, that creation is still in the making, and that you are powerful to be a part of it. And we think, because we're so conditioned to do and make it, do it with your hands, do it physically, you have to see it. It actually works on a different level. It creates with the words, it creates with your thoughts. And that's why we started with the thoughts, our conversation. It starts with the very high vibrational state inside of you. So this woman walks out of my house and gets pregnant.
And you hadn't seen her in how many years? You said? Did you say 6?
6 years, yeah. And she just
Wow.
showed up from like out of the blue asking for my egg. I was like, let me talk to my husband first.
That's
So
amazing.
so she literally, the doctors called her with the second in vitro results, and they're like, I'm sorry, it's not. And she was already pregnant. So
Oh.
she's got a girl now who is a little bit younger than my first child.
Aw.
So, and that's the magic. And I did not know about that. First, I thought, well, God did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the reality is, Jesus came to show with all the miracles of the water and the wine, in Peter walking on water. See, for us, it's just like stories
Yeah. Yep.
of the old. But the
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
is,
Historic. Yeah.
reality is when you learn how things work, you can probably fly
Oh.
and walk on the water. So now for that, you're going to have to go to the monks and learn all this
And
stuff.
learn. Yeah. Because
I had
yeah.
learned, actually, I studied with a very young shaman, and
Okay.
that's how the progression of my learning began. Just some information here and there, but then I also went and I learned energies, how and where they are in our bodies. And I found out amazing things. If I had not done that shamanic learnings, I would never be able to understand Reiki.
Oh.
So
Okay.
then I went into, because this is how I experienced it. It's learning too, and it's not, you don't feel it right away when you, I don't know, some people maybe they are that sensitive and they know, but even me right now, like I really have to, with a regular traditional Reiki. Um, but what I've had done, I remember he did not explain to me that exactly, but I knew how to get the cosmic energies and move it through my body.
Okay.
But I texted him. I was like, I was driving and I could feel my back was on fire because it was a long drive. And I was like, let me just try to again move the energies through my body. And my back is on fire. And I was like, what's going on? It's like literally, it's uncomfortably hot. It's not just kind of like warm. And he said, you need to let the energies out. This is how the monks, they melt the snow around them. I was like, so it's really amazing when you feel it within your body. It's really amazing to be empowered knowing it. Like, imagine how many people don't know this stuff. Imagine that they live and they think that life is whatever it is, where in
And they're just
reality
not in
it's
tune, right?
totally different life.
Yeah.
Life can be so much different when you really know who you are. It all comes back to you. And that's why my company is the return. It is the return within. It is the return of the old. It is the return of wisdom. It is the return of to you.
And you've written some books, correct?
I co-wrote a few books. Yes, my first journey co-writing books started with a book. It became international bestselling book because there were women from all over the world. It was a third edition already, called Pay It Forward Series: Notes to Your Younger Self.
Oh.
Before the COVID, it actually was supposed to be a great global movement, because the book itself, it's not just there are lots of books that have been collaboratively written, and they're very beautiful. Now this book was supposed to actually travel the world.
Oh, okay.
This book, the whole idea of the book is that you read it and you live it somewhere else. You live it.
Oh, I
I've
like
done
that.
it with 2 books. I actually had done it. I bought previous um, help me volumes, and I left in Zurich at the airport, and another one I left in Moscow at the airport. And it's just so fun. You just leave it there, and you can actually see who will pick it up with the note. This book is for you. So
Wow.
it's actually an amazing. Yeah, it's the stories are powerful because it is written in a format to really um, inspire you with the emotions of me writing my story as to my younger self, to tell her what is going to happen with her.
Oh, I like
So
that.
it's really, really, yes. So that was my first journey, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I
Actually,
like that concept.
it was a on the on March 13th. It was an anniversary of 1 year anniversary for the book opening, me traveling to England. It was amazing meeting everybody, meeting Marie Diamond. It was just, it was all incredible. Yeah.
Oh, well,
And then
hopefully it can travel, eventually travel the way you wanted it to in the beginning. It's not
yeah.
too late for it to travel. It still can, that's for sure. Now, but I want to go back to your service to others. So, who is your ideal client? Like, what type of woman would need to seek your help?
Women who would like transformation in life,
Yeah, good.
who are ready for it.
Okay.
Now, I was ready for my transformation. I was done. I was done with my marriage and the way I was living for years, and I said, I'm done. I want change. I want a divorce. I'm done, because whatever we tried, nothing worked. And from there, the expansion began, and all this knowledge and learning. So women who are struggling, be that health, because again, as I explained, disease, yes,
Yeah.
you're not at ease somewhere inside. My main abilities, what I do is I use my body as a vessel,
Okay.
because my body, my energies are at free flow. So
Okay.
when I connect with God, I remove all the negative energies from all your energy grid. I remove it. God removes it through me. And I pour in the new beginning for you. Whatever it is you're wanting to build, whatever it is you want to attract, whatever it is you want your life to be filled in. Because when you remove, be that anything, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't leave it empty. You have to put something in. So this is the transformational magic, or this is the magic of transformation, I would say.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
magic
Well, they
quantum.
both they both can work. They both work.
Because look,
They're
we are
interesting.
thinking, we're working with our brain. How can I live my life? How can I change things? How can I? There is a very simple solution to it. When you remove all that is been stuck in you since your childhood. And I also do a soul child work, which is, I had done it with my younger child, or my older child, because I did not know that before. So my first child was induced,
Okay.
because I was over carrying him a week,
Oh, yeah, past your due date.
yeah, past. And so what I had learned through studying sound Reiki, I use my voice to remove the energy, to ground them. And what I had learned through the soul child work, is that when child doesn't want to come out, if mom was sad or stressed out during pregnancy, the child felt it, and the child is afraid, and the child doesn't feel safe. What happens
Oh,
what
okay.
happens during that period is, there are specific developmental stages that we go through. And if something interferes, some trauma happens, we miss on that point, and we miss later on in life. We see the same pattern that is happening. For example, when like, think about, yes, when the child is little, we look at our hands, we're like, oh, look, oh, what are these things, they're mine. So you're like, you have relation to you, and then you have some kind of shock, and you
Yeah.
miss that part of looking and actually learning that the hands are actually yours. And then you have disconnection with self, and then you grow up, and you You don't know what's going on with you. Why is life not happening? Why is it why do you feel disconnected? And that was that moment in your life when you were little, when you missed learning that part that, oh, my hands are mine. Look, oh, it's me. It looks so cool. And going through other stages. So there's like from zero when you're in mom's utero until the age of like 19 or even 20. If there is some kind of trauma happened and that disconnect happened, then you repeatedly have problems in life with one thing or another thing, depending on that traumatic age that you missed out on.
No.
So this is what I do too. I work with people just to see. I literally find out the answers when it happened, what age, and I just connect you back to that part. I connect your child self to your growing up self. So
Wow. So
energy.
tell me, Olga, how can people reach you? Do you have a website? Like how do people find you?
So the easiest way for me to connect on Facebook, which is
Okay.
Olga Brooks, or The Return.
Okay.
I also have a closed group for women, just a safe place, that's called The Return to Your Feminine Self.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can also contact me just via phone and schedule a chat, an appointment, 617-947-2574. I work with women, but funny that I actually have been working a lot with men too,
Oh,
because
okay,
they're all
great.
energy beings, so I don't disqualify men at all. I have lots of
We'll
friends
let
that
them have
I have
help.
lots of men friends who I practiced my first clients were my friends. I was like, can I try? Can I try? And they, yeah.
Oh, well, and I will put all that information on the bottom, on the YouTube section.
Mhm.
So, for those of you who are actually listening to the podcast, just pop over to my YouTube channel and you'll see all of Olga's links, and you can reach out to her and, see how she can help you. And Olga, thank you so much for coming to talk to me today, despite my technical difficulties in the
Oh,
beginning.
trust me, I actually do have a website. There is a link there to
Okay.
an appointment. I will mention it here. That's the technical stuff. I have to
Okay.
clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the return to your feminine self dot today.
Okay.
That's the website.
And I'll like I said, I'll put the links on the YouTube channel so people
Mhm.
can see that and make sure. But thank you
So
so much
I
for
would just
hanging out
like,
with
yeah, I
me.
just would like to tell to everyone, if you don't understand or you don't believe it, I
Yeah,
just would like you to open up a little bit, a different perspective of life, on
good.
life, your own life. Just
Yeah,
think about it. It actually can be very different.
yeah, I like that.
And
That's very good
you
advice.
are in charge of it, nobody else. It's your decision.
And your life. Oh, well, thank you so much, Olga. And again, everyone who's listening to the podcast, just pop over to the YouTube channel and you'll see all of Olga Brooks' ways of getting to her and the great service that she offers. And thank you so much for listening in or watching, however you're doing it. Your Life and Stories and Life and Stories on Facebook and Instagram. And you guys have a great day. And I will talk with you soon with another episode of Life and Stories. Thanks. Have a great day.